This video will show you how to get rid of confusions related to writing genres, basically in elementary or with beginning students. We have lots of problems with writing. The main one is students confuse among genres. We ask them, for example, to write a descriptive writing. They write a narrative one, or sometimes we want a persuasive writing. They write an informative one. Another problem is that even when you give them lots of chances to improve their writings, they keep giving you poor writing because they don't know how to improve it. Many times, even when you give the student the opportunity or you teach them how to start with the writing process by gathering their information in a form of web or pre-writing technique, they do it, but what they write is totally not related to what they wrote in the web. And times they write as a product without following the writing process. I'm not including the idea development, organization, language problems, sentence structure, etc. And I will be focusing mainly in this video on how to help your students differentiate among different writing genres. Let's say you want your students to write a descriptive paragraph and they wrote something not related to description. First of all, are you sure the students know what description means? Do they know what they need to use in order to describe? And you want them to write a paragraph, for example. Are you sure they know the elements of the paragraph? Topic sentence, supporting details, concluding sentence. Well, paragraph and essay writings are developed in separate videos already found on my YouTube channel. What we need to do, we need to help students develop the schemata of each writing genre. How? What do we need? We need to prepare an activity to introduce each writing genre. You already have the student's textbook. You can use outside materials if needed. Sometimes we need pictures or realia and graphic organizers. Let's take the example of descriptive writing. You can bring a picture full of dogs and you ask students, what do you see? They see dogs. Tell me more about the dogs. They tell you white and black. Okay, white and black. What are these? Colors. So I write color on the board and write next to it white and black. Tell me more about, look at the picture and tell me more. So by observation, they might tell you some are small, others are big. Fine, small and big. What are these? Size. So I continue with this to cover all the elements of description. It depends on the student's level. In upper levels, we include similes and metaphors. Or you can ask students to read a passage where it's already descriptive and you can get all these details out of it. And then you ask the students to describe a picture full of cats. And you already ask them to describe, which means they are going to include adjectives for color and size and quantity, etc. So when they fill this graphic organizer, together with the students, write the descriptive paragraph by reminding them of the elements of the paragraph. So this is going to be the guided writing. Then, when you're sure that they know what descriptive paragraph means and what to include in it, you can ask them to write independently. Same goes for the narration. Students' books are full of stories, so after the reading comprehension questions, fill the story map with the students related to the reading passage. So students know now that the story map or story includes character setting problem solution, so their schemata will help them in the writing. And you ask them also to write a story about Sam and a cat. I'm going to use cats throughout this video. Informative, you can also use a text from their books. Try as much as you can to work in parallel. So everything they learn in the reading comes first, and then you ask them to apply it in writing. So if you ask them to write an informative paragraph and they don't know or they haven't read anything related to informative reading, it would be almost difficult for them. So let's say they have a text on life of sharks. So they get the information or the facts about the habitats, what they eat, how they reproduce, etc. And then you give them to write about life of cats. They can use internet. It depends if you're doing it in class, if they have internet access or not. So you fill the graphic organizer about everything related to cats, what they eat, where they live, etc. And together you write the informative paragraph. Next one is the argumentative or persuasive. Students need to know that it includes arguments, reasons for being with something or against something, pros and cons. Again, you can use the students' books, readings, including arguments, or you can ask them to jot down reasons. How would you convince your parents you want to go to a birthday party and they don't want you to go there? So you can use it. And then for the cats, you can ask students, do you love cats? Why or why not? And they have to write arguments to persuade you that they love cats or they hate cats. And after the graphic organizer, they can write together the argumentative or persuasive paragraph. Compare and contrast. Again, from the reading books, you can have passages where there are similarities and differences. For example, similarities and differences between dogs and cats, or between horses and whatever. And students would find you can use the Venn diagram to jot in similarities and differences. And then you go to cats and you can ask students to compare between cats and horses. Reaching the procedures or how to. Again, you have texts in the books where they teach people how to do something. If not, you can ask them how we can make a fruit salad, and you can jot down what we need, the ingredients, the steps, etc. And then for application, you can ask them to teach their friends how to make a house for the cat. And then we can write together the how-to paragraph. Biography, it's a life of someone. Again, there are biography texts in their books. So after finishing the reading comprehension, you can use the timeline to jot down the different points, the date of birth, the studies, achievements, challenges, and the death, when they died, if they died. And definitely you can ask them, for the cats, ask about someone famous who loves cats. For example, one of the artists is Brigitte Bardot. She loved cats. She had hundreds of cats in her house, and they can write a biography about her. Cause effects, again, there are text passages in the students' books related to cause and effects. You can have different ways. You can have cause 1, effect 1, cause 2, effect 2, or they can have the chain. So cause, effect, the effect becomes a cause, it leads to an effect, the effect becomes a cause and leads to another effect. And you ask students to apply for the cats. You can ask them what are some problems cats cause as pets. And they have to fill in a graphic organizer related to cause effect before writing together the guided paragraph on cause and effects. Here are the writing prompts. The writing prompts are not written in order of how they should be taught throughout the academic year, so it depends on the order in your books. So what we can have a picture to describe a cat, and then we ask them to write a story including Sam and his cat. Later on, we can ask the informative about facts about cats. If they like cats, why or why not, they can write a persuasive paragraph. They can also compare between dogs and cats in a compare-contrast paragraph. They can also write about someone famous who loves cats and the problem that cats can cause in a house. If you like this video, kindly share it with your friends and colleagues. For more details, don't hesitate to contact me if you need additional information about writing. You can subscribe to my YouTube channel if you'd like to have more videos, and don't forget, you can also follow me on my website, Facebook, and LinkedIn.